To start with this topic, top 6 characteristics of successful investors and traders, and why these are the top 6 characters that are so important. So meaning what you need to do is you view on the 6 characteristics and see which one you have, which one you do not have. So subsequently, you can still do some amendment, or you can inculcate the kind of characteristics. So later we'll reveal to you what are the top 6 characteristics of successful investors and traders. So at least you can be one of it. Now, we are going to start with today's session. Now, first question we are going to ask you. Are traders born or made? This is a very, very interesting question, and it's a $1 million question. Now, if you think that traders are born, you just put B for boy. If you think that traders are made, you just need to put M for Malaysia. I repeat, we just want to collect it. There's no right or wrong. Don't worry about it, whether it's right or wrong. You just need to select, and based on what you believe, you just need to select. Are traders born or made? So if you think that traders are born, you just need to put B for Bangkok. If traders are made, if you think that traders are made, you just need to put for M for Malaysia. There's no right or wrong. Don't worry. I just want to see what is your answer. Oh, we have many M. Wei Chong M, Wendy M, Chris M, Danushka M, Florence M, Elvin B. Oh, Elvin, B stand for both. Not born, it's both. Made and born. Oh, very good. Any other opinion? There's no right or wrong, don't worry. Some of you say B and M, but majority say made. We shall see any other different type of answers. There's no right or wrong, don't worry. Today's session, we are going to have about 20 minutes for the content for this particular topic. Subsequently, we'll open for Q&A session. So all your Q&A session, along the way, you can ask. You are going to answer all at the end of the session. So no worries. So we just want to ask whether are traders born or made. If you think that it's born, then you put B for Bangkok. If you think that traders are made, you just need to put M for Malaysia. So majority M, some of you both. No one's born, surprisingly. Now, this question similar to what? This question similar to, are leaders born or made? Are Olympics athletes born or made? Are champions born or made? So the question is, we need to look at these statistics. Now, this is one of the statistics shown by Global Leadership Development Training annual spending based on the year of 2019. I repeat, this Global Leadership Development Training annual spending is based on last year, whole year spending. Now, look at these figures. The whole year, they spent USD 370 billions purely on leadership development. And if you look at those very advanced countries like US, they reached near to 170 billion for last year itself. Just imagine. So from that perspective, you think that leaders are made or they are born? And why would corporations spend that money for leadership development? You think about it. Definitely, they are going for upscaling leaders. They are going for developing potential. And they're also going for succession planning as well. So you can see that, in short, this can be developed or it can be made. So one of it is leaders are made. They can be born, but definitely they can be made as well. Now look at this. How about traders? These are all the skill sets required for traders. Normally, we divide it by 2 sections. One is hard skills, the other side is for soft skills. So hard skills we consider as like technical skills. Soft skills is like trading psychologies. So look at those technical skills. I don't need to elaborate. Those are like analysis. You need to develop those fundamental analysis, quantitative, technical, those trading skills, etc. Your trading system, trading strategies, etc. How about soft skills? Soft skills are emotion, intelligence, problem solving, thinking skills, patience. These are all the soft skills. Now, my question to you, can both skills be learned or not? You think? As a trader, these are all the skills that you need to learn. But the question is, if we divide it into two parts, hard skills and soft skills, can both skills be learned? If you say yes, you just put Y. If you say no, you just put and. I repeat, if you think that both skills can be learned or can be developed, you just need to put Y. If you think that both skills cannot be learned, cannot be developed, you just need to put and for no. So let us see whether can be learned or not. Then we will let you know whether is it born or made. Can be learned. This guy is very interesting. Can be learned from gurus. Can be learned. Yes, majority of you say yes. So far, all yes. Chris, Elvin, all also say yes. Now, if you look at this all, if you think that it can be learned, definitely it can be developed and it can be learnable as well. That's why you see, in short, what we can make for the conclusion is based on this. Traders can be both born and made. I repeat, traders can be both born or made, either one. But some of the champions, they are being born. Some of the great leaders, they are being born. Some of the genius, they are being born. But traders can be made as well. I believe you definitely agree with that. Now, what makes the difference between born and made is one thing. Traders can be made, but you need to put in your hard work as well. There's no shortcut. You can speed up your learning curve, but I repeat, there's no shortcut. You just need to put in some effort, some hard work into it. For example, I give you my idol, Dato Lee Chong Wei. I still remember there's one interview session by Miss Boon, which is Dato Lee Chong Wei coach. He mentioned about this. He said, even Dato Lee Chong Wei become the first singer of Malaysia, he still reached the training field the earliest, every day the earliest. And I still remember there's another interview by one of the coach as well. He said, even when Dato Lee Chong went back to the hometown during Chinese New Year, on the second day itself, he already started to train by himself, So at the end of the day, we must put in some hard work into it. Now, don't believe if people telling you that tomorrow you can become a very successful trader. Tomorrow you can earn a lot of money. To me, there's B. So don't believe in this all because you still need to put in your hard work. There's no shortcut towards it. It's just that you can speed it out. So at the end of the day, traders can be born or made, but majority of the traders, they are being made. Now, why this is very important before we look into the 6 characteristics. Now, we notice one thing very important is many of you tends to give out along the way when you find some failure in your trading. I repeat, many of you along your way, you tends to give out. You tends to give out and tell us that because traders are born, it is not made. You do not have the characteristics. You do not have the skills. That's why you tend to give out. You don't believe that you can become a successful trader one day. But you need to understand that not all traders, they are born. Majority of the traders, they are made as well. So you just need to understand that if majority of the traders, they are made, can you learn the skills or not? Definitely you can learn the skill set. So don't feel desperate to learn about it and don't feel you don't give up, never give up. That is very important. Now let's look into the 6 characteristics. Top 6 characteristics of successful investors and traders. First one, decision making and problem solving. We'll go in details in a short while. Second one, attention to details. Third, learning from mentors. Fourth, capacity for sustained focus. Fifth characteristics, emotional resilience. The last one is always working on the game. Now, I'll give you about 20 seconds. Identify which skills that you have and which one you do not have. For example, if you have 1, 2, 3, you just need to type 1, 2, 3. If you have 2, 4, 6, you just need to type 2, 4, 6. Identify the characteristics that you have first. then subsequently you will know how to inculcate those characteristics that you do not have while we try to explain to you along the way. So I give you about 10 seconds. Identify those that you have. You just need to type in. If you have 1, 2, 3, you just type in 1, 2, 3. If you have 2, 4, 6, you just type in 2, 4, 6. If you have nothing you have, then you need to work harder a bit. Later, we are going to explain to you. Don't worry about it. So see which one you have. You just need to type in. Then from there, you will learn which type of characteristics that you need to inculcate and what you need to do, what kind of things that you need to do along the way while you are trading or you want to become a successful traders or investors. So let's see which are the 6 characteristics that you have. If you only have one, you just need to type in 1. If you have 1, 3, 5, you just need to type in 1, 3, 5, anything along the way. Some of you have 1, 2, 6. Some of you have 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 5. Oh, majority have 1. Some have 3, some have 5. Very interesting. If you're not yet finished, I give you another additional 5 to 10 seconds just to let you finish it. At least we are going to discuss subsequently so that you can pay attention to those characteristics that you do not have. So let's see which one you have. Oh, some of you have 4 characteristics. Very good. Some of you have 3 characteristics. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 6. Very good. Some only have 1. Don't worry. We are going to polish up all your characteristics. Now, let's start with the first characteristics about decision making and problem solving. Now, first thing, we look at decision making. The problem of many of the traders is they dare not make decision. They fear to make decision because of why? Majority of them, they fear to make decision is because they worry about the consequences. They worry about the losses. Let's say, for example, today I make a decision to buy a stocks. So if I dare not make the decision, it's because I worry that if I bought it, what if subsequently I lose money? So many of them, they worry about making a decision because they fear of losing money. They fear of unknown. Actually, you see, many of them tends to ask me, which stocks to buy? Should I short FKI? Should I short FCPO? Should I buy FCPO or should I sell FCPO? This is a very common question being approached. But the problem is, even no matter how I tell you, you cannot buy, don't buy these stocks, don't short at this moment, will you listen to me or not? Not really. Many of you, when you ask, is because you just want confirmation. So let's say if I tell you that, you cannot go and buy these stocks, what will you do? Will you still continue to buy or not? Many of you will still continue to buy. Why? You're going to seek for second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion, until people telling you, it's good. I heard that this stock is very good. This futures is going to go higher. So you can buy, you can long, you can sell, or you can short. That's the reason why sometimes please do not rely on others to help you to make any decision, especially when it comes to trading or investment. Decision making by yourself is very important. So you need to build out or inculcate the method to build the decision making. For example, once I decided that I need to cut this position, I will need to cut. Before I enter the market, do I know what is my entry level? Do I know what is my exit level? Do I know how many points should I cut loss? You need to have this all in place before you make any decision. That's why please don't ask other people, because every one of us, when we trade differently. Every one of us, our circumstances are different as well. So identifying your own problems is very important. So please, along the way, make your own decision and dare to make a decision. If you fall, it's okay, because all of us, we learn from our decision that we made. We learn from the lesson that we made. That's why any decision that is not good, subsequently, you can learn from there. Now, subsequently, problem solving. Many of us do not have problem solving skills. That's the reason why normally we encourage our graduates to go for trading journal. I repeat, trading journals is very important. I believe those who attended BMW, LF, ATM, FTSS program, you definitely understand what is trading journals. Now, every time after every trade or after each trade, you must have your trading journals to identify all the trades that you have done. For example, for this particular trade, any problems that you have made, any issues about this trade, you need to jot it down. Subsequently, you find a solution. I repeat, all the trades that you have traded, you need to have a trading journal. You identify the problems that you are facing with each particular trade and you find a solution towards that. That is very, very important. Now, not only those that you are losing money, those trades that you are making money, you need to put into your trading journal as well. Because those trades that you are making money, sometimes it's pure luck, especially in futures trading. Sometimes it's pure luck. You bought it, you make money, it doesn't mean that there's a good decision. Did you follow your trading system? Did you cut loss as per your trading system asked you to? This all must be recorded in your trading journals. Now, for point 2, characteristics 2, attention to details. Attention to details is very important. Don't underestimate these all details. Now, first thing, Thomas Edison said what? Success is 1% inspiration. Only 1% of inspiration and 99% of perspiration. Very important. For example, just now I mentioned to you trading journals. If for those who are having your trading journals, did you identify every trade or not? Sometimes through trading journals, you will know what is the problem that you are facing. From there, you can rectify immediately. And this all details is very important. And those trading journals can be repeated to be viewed on yearly basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Even until today, we keep those trading journals way back like 10 years ago. You can go back, sometimes you can go back and see what is the problem. Even like, for example, this year, if you cannot achieve whatever you achieved last year, you can go back and relook into your trading journals. So attention to details is very important. Sometimes even worse, some of you, right? There's a changes of margin announced by Bursa Malaysia, announced by your brokers. But sometimes, right, the traders can tell us, hey, we do not know. Then subsequently, there's a margin call, then you kelang kabut. So these are all the changes that very minor, but very detailed. If you can put in some attention, it can help in your trading as well. So along the way, please bear in mind, long-term success in trading comes from your hard work. I repeat, that's why you see Thomas Edison said what? 1% of inspiration for success only. So long-term of successful in trading comes from your hard work. Please don't forget about it. Now, from characteristics 3 onwards, maybe I pass it to CY to continue. CY, maybe your mic, you need to,
okay.
yes.
All right, for characteristic 3, learning from mentors. Well, especially in trading, sometimes when we want to develop new strategies, trading new systems, it's very hard for us to personally create something out of nothing. So it would be faster and easier that we learned trading from someone, whether it's from book, from YouTube, attending seminars or classes. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We take already something with what already works well and then improve on it. That is where how we can actually accelerate our learning curve. We don't have to redevelop the whole wheel again. We just take something that works and then adapt it to our situation and then trade on it. That's where we can speed up our learning process. Okay, and characteristics number 4 would be our capacity for our sustained focus. Characteristic number 4 is capacity for sustained focus. Well, for those traders and investors, they have a great deal of a great capacity for sustained focus. Well, focus, you've got to stay focused. As Warren Buffett always says, focus alone is not enough. Putting in the time to commit is also crucial in achieving success. I repeat now. Warren Buffett mentioned before that focus alone is not enough. Putting in the time to commit is also crucial to achieving success. So this includes your focus in decision making, your focus in paying attention to details, your focus on problem solving and finding solutions. So quite simply is that the successful ones are actually they process more information and they sustain the search for unique information better than anyone else. So this allows them to see what others don't. So in general, those people are what we so-called traders and investors. And that's really part and parcel of faster thinking and deeper thinking. So great traders and investors, they are either fast thinkers or they are greatly deep thinkers. So to think fast, it means that there is a rapid pattern recognition. It means looking at things broadly. It means seeing many different things at one time and seeing patterns in all of those situations. Whereas for thinking deeply means you are gathering a great deal of information. You're doing a great deal of research and understanding something in more depth than the average market participants. So both of those, whether you are a fast thinker, whether you are a deep thinker, both of those requires a sustained concentration. Although they are both different cognitive functions, thinking fast and thinking deeply both requires that we sustain our attention and focus so that we can find the patterns as well as to dig deeper in research to generate the good conclusions. Well, I don't know about you. So are you a fast thinker or a deep thinker? So if you're a fast thinker, you can type in fast. So if you are a deep thinker, you can type in on the comment box deep. So again, there are great challenges for us not being to sustain our focus and concentration. One of the challenges is multitasking. You know, nowadays with technological advances, there's so much information around us and we get overloaded by so much information, too much notifications, too much pop-up messages. So those are the things that distract us, that takes our focus away. Our mind is almost everywhere else. And the next thing is that how we are not able to sustain focus and concentration is that we do not have sufficient knowledge to process information and making good decisions. So many people who trade and invest, they try to make more money, they try to make bigger money, but without first improving themselves. So it is important that you already know whether you are a fast thinker or a deep thinker. Then you can build your trading as well as your investment strategy based on your strength. It is easier to build based on your strength rather than on your weakness. So the solution for how can we sustain our focus is that this takes time. We slowly extend your attention span, and this takes time to practice. Try to reduce as much distraction as possible, not multitasking, and focus one single task, one thing at a time, and being mindful in everything that you do. And the last one is that you can learn how to speed up your information processing skills by, for example, learn speed reading. You can learn how to read faster, how you can improve your technical knowledge about trading and investing, reading things like economics and finance so that you can process information faster, so that you can analyze deeper and making good and quality decisions. Does that make sense? And the fifth characteristics, this is very important. Probably I think is the important among all of the 6 characteristics, which is the emotional resilience. So what does that mean? Resilience means that the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Resilient means how do you bounce back up from failure? Resilient also means the ability to endure hardships, challenges, and all those failures. So it is how you can cope up with trading stress, trading losses, failure. And this is where you can forge your mental toughness. This is where you are able to build a good and excellent trading psychology. So emotional resilience is about learning how to cope up with losses emotionally. So remember a bad trade, a trade that goes wrong, and that's where you can learn from it. So that's how you can treat losses as learning experiences, in the sense that you are acknowledging and embracing those losses. So you can identify what might have I done differently, why did I miss it, how can I do better in the next trade, so that the losses is not so threatening. Does that make sense? So this is how resilience is there to help you be a better trader. It makes you better. And resilience helps us to go through learning curves. In trading, well, we are definitely going to make mistakes. Even the best traders often make losses or being wrong 50% of the time. But we want to use those losses as a lesson to make us better, to help us improve, but not letting those to tear us down or bring us down. So it is critical element of success in any field. Resilience is very important in any other field as well. It is not just only in trading. We need resilience in leadership. We need resilience in business. We need resilience in making sales. Everything. So, for example, there are many potential traders out there could have been successful, but they just could not handle losses and being wrong so many times. And they would get so overly depressed. They get disappointed. They are so angry about making losses. They just miss the opportunity and they give up. And at a later stage, after a few months, they come back trading again and experience some success. Well, they feel great. And after another round, they get a serious loss and they give up again. And here we can see that there is no consistency in their trading. So does that sound and seems familiar to you? Can you relate to that experience? So in fact, in those period of losses, in those downtimes, they could have actually learned important lessons and to correct their mistakes and be successful. But they never really actually give themselves that opportunity because the lack of emotional resilience. So it is pretty difficult for someone who has succeeded consistently in every other areas in their life, and then to come enter into in the trading field. Trading is like a performance arena where you are going to be wrong 50% or more of the time. So another example is in college and schools. It's quite pretty simple to be successful in academically, right? Never experienced before, but when I come to trading, I experience a lot of many failures. There are lots of losing trades, and if you are not able to accept it and use those losses constructively, it can really actually tear you down. So remember this: mental toughness are forged. Just like hard iron, hard steel, they are being forged. How toughness can be built is that you have to go through high pressure, extreme heat, hard knocks. So that's where you can learn from your trading failures. You can learn from your trading losses to correct your trading mistakes, keep refining your strategies, your skills, and eventually you'll become successful. Right? So tough time never lasts. Only tough people do last until the end. And the last characteristics of successful investors and traders is that they are constantly working on their game. Well, good is never good enough. Good is never enough. They constantly push their comfort zone and expand their capacity. They are not after the money, anyway, right? They are not focusing on getting rich. They are focusing on getting better. How can I be a better trader? Well, money to them at this stage is that money is just a scorecard. They are trying to improve on how can I score more. how can I strive and excel in this game of trading? They keep finding ways to improve their game, their performance in trading. They have a growth mindset. So this is where we focus only on the process, not the outcome. So how many of you here that when you begin trading, you focus on the process, the outcome? So which is whether does I make money, whether do I make losses? So most beginner as well as sometimes even intermediate traders, they focus on the outcome. They focus on profit and losses. That's it. So if you want to be a successful trader, especially when you want to grow from a small to a better to a bigger trader, you got to always focus on the process, not the outcome. So even when you're already consistently profitable, those successful traders, they always find new ways to expand their comfort zone. They keep pushing their capacity to the next level. And that is the pathway to trading mastery. They keep refining their craft, their skills, their trading strategies, their trading system, and they constantly review their trades critically. They have a trading journal. They review what they could have done differently in each and every trade, and that's where they begin to improve. That's where they have a good measure of the past record. That's where they are able to find solutions and solve their problems to make their game better. They also take bigger and calculated risks to increase their trade size by increasing their trade positions responsibly. And not sometimes, perhaps even most of the times, they also test on new trading ideas, new trading strategies on how to improve the game. They always find ways to get more out of themselves and be better than the day before. So this is how we can always improve the game to become a successful and better trader. So one thing that we can do is always push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. So if you were to do this continually with every task that you take on, that boundary will continue to grow. That boundary will continue to widen. And this process will ensure you that you are continually maximizing your potential. You are actually growing and maximizing your potential. This is where you can positively do to impact your trading performance. So there you go, the 6 characteristics of successful investors and traders, from being a good decision making, problem solving, paying attention to details, learning from mentors, have a capacity for sustained focus, emotional resilience, and always working on improving the game. So those are the 6 key characteristics of becoming successful in the field of trading and investing.